Just need to get you something for Christmas, buddy.
It's a terrible Christmas gift. I guess I must have been bad this year because Santa definitely, that's worse than cold. Yeah, last week was interesting. I was talking about Hilltop and then mentioned mayonnaise, and that got blown way out of proportion. And I would say 90% of people that I talk to don't actually have mayonnaise in their refrigerator. So that says a lot. Sure. You have one? In your fridge?
I have mayonnaise in the refrigerator.
You have mayonnaise in the fridge? You said, of course?
Of course.
Okay.
Hell no.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody does.
He's ignoring?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
You a suspect?
I got kids, man.
Huh? So it's not yours, somebody else's.
I mean, everybody.
All right.
It's not
No,
mine.
you don't, and you.
It's not mine, no.
No, that's 90%. It's only about. It's only like 2 people that actually said they got it. So even in this room, no one actually has it sit in their thing. But anyways, so I took a lot of heat for that. I even had a certain company send a record to me, which is nice, but I think they're like 8th or 9th best mayonnaise in the world. So I can't say that's much of an accomplishment either. So, huh?
Are those your mayonnaise Power?
To be honest, like I don't know what's good mayonnaise and not good mayonnaise. I don't eat it, and it's funny because they had segments about it. They was doing polls about it, and so in that spirit, I forgot who tweeted it was. It might have been yours. We were I've talked about a lot of stuff up here so far this year, financial literacy, on and on and on. And I randomly mentioned mayonnaise, and that's what goes viral or whatever. So I was thinking last night, and I was like, okay, let's see if we can make something else kind of turn into a big deal. And so I remember an experience that I had a couple years back when I went to Silicon Valley, and I got to see different companies and things of that nature. So since I like helping stuff go viral or getting the message across, I would love to offer the opportunity for 9 students, 9 because it's my favorite number, and opportunity to come down with me at some point after the season to go kind of do a similar tour that I got to do because it changed my life. So I'm going to offer that opportunity for 9 individuals, and the way that you kind of just let me know if you're interested is write as much as you can within Twitter. I think it's like 160 characters, why you want to go and what you want to learn during this trip. And use the hashtag tackle everything. And when you do that, I'll read it, I'll see it. I'm not saying that we're going to come up with winners like right away, but still, this is kind of the idea that came to me kind of late at night. And so we're going to try to put this together. We're going to pick 9 people. We're going to take them down to Silicon Valley, and we're going to get the same experience that I had or close to it, or hopefully better. And we'll see if we can kind of blow that up. And so we're going to turn something that was funny into something that was positive and, help kids. I like investing in people and providing people opportunities that don't typically get to have opportunities. And so we'll see how we make that work. And so that's, what I wanted to talk about. And I also want to shout out to Delta for helping me send a couple families home for the holidays. So
You don't have to hate mayonnaise, right?
you don't have to, just don't use it on the trip. Just kind of put it aside.
Is there an age group you want to focus on?
There's not an age group. I'm still figuring it out. Obviously, they got to have Twitter. So if you're not old enough to have Twitter, you kind of can't get in it. But I don't want to put a cap on it. So, there could be a young 10-year-old genius out there that want to come. And so if they want to do it and they put together a dope essay or something on Twitter, I'm for it.
Where and when did you get to go there?
I went I want to say it was like my third or fourth year. I went. I got introduced to a guy named Ryan Neese, and he has a fund called Next Capital, and he kind of took myself. I think Dwayne was there too, and we all got to go and sit in on, like, I think we toured Instacart. We went to a couple VC firms, and so it was a really dope experience.
So this is, I know you didn't have an age restriction on it, but this is geared more towards student age, so like high school, college age kind of.
Yeah, high school, college. Yeah. And middle school, I mean, like I said, it's genius is middle school too. So.
Okay, wait, I think I missed it while I was right. You tackle everything and say why you want to go to Silicon Valley?
Yeah, tackle everything and say, let me know why you're interested in the venture capital space and learning about business.
They need to tag you or just the hashtag?
I mean, they can tag me, but they can do the hashtag. We're going to see I'm going to look at the hashtag. So it'll be good.
Bobby, what can you tell us about the surprise you did for the military family the other day?
I work with Delta community, and they do we try to recognize family in the military that do an amazing job. Obviously, they spend a lot of their time, fighting for the country, and we wanted to take the time to recognize a particular family for the work that they did, not just who was serving in the military, but his wife as well, for the work that she was doing. And so, we went and surprised them with some tickets to the game, and had really a lot of fun with their kids. His daughter was pretty dope.
What inspired you to do that?
I just think it's just like understanding, like, I don't think people recognize like what a military family goes through, and I think sometimes they're forgotten about as well. And we just wanted to kind of have an opportunity to let them know they're not forgotten, and understanding like it's like kind of similar to like an NFL player. Like so much of our time is spent studying film and playing this game, and you forget about the family that has to also endure, your loved one not being there for you. So it was just a way for, I thought, myself partnering with Delta to, send some love.
On the football side of things, how have you seen the Rams offense change throughout the year with Matthew Stafford? There was kind of a lull for 3 games, but it looks like they got it back on Monday night.
Yeah, they looked amazing Monday night. I think a lot of it too, I think people don't realize how much of an effect Robert Woods had, in that offense. And so, it's been hard for them to replace a guy like that. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. And so I think it's just been trying to fill that void. I think you kind of seen, what he does. Obviously he runs great routes, he catches the ball, but he does a lot of dirty work, a lot of stuff up in the middle. And so trying to replace a guy like that obviously has been difficult, and they seem to have figured it out a little bit last game.
How different are you guys as a defense now than you were with Buff?
I think we have a good grasp of, what works for us. And I think we, also are a lot more attention to detail. I think it took some of those scars early on in the season to realize the level of play that we had to have consistently over a period of time to beat any football team, regardless of their record. And so I think we've grown a lot in those areas. I think although we haven't got off the field as much as we would like, there's a lot of areas that, a lot of key areas that we're doing well at, whether it's third down, red zone, things of that nature, that good defenses have. And so we just have to continue to try to improve, and this is a great challenge to figure out if we're doing that.
Been a part of the defense like this where you look at the contrast between the yards you guys have given up, just last in the league, and 5th in points allowed. You don't really see anything like that too often. What do you think that says about you guys?
Yeah, I can't name a time where, we've had that. I think we had maybe the opposite one time. I feel like we weren't giving up that many yards, but, they were scoring in the red zone, or we weren't that great on third down. But even like a game like last game where, we're kind of doing decent in the yardage, and then they kind of get a lot towards the end of the game. So I think, like I said, the important, downs, third downs, red zones, things of that nature. We've had a lot of growth in that area, and now we just have to work on the yards and get that figured out.
First matchup that you guys had in week 5, they were really working the field with crossing routes, especially in the second half. What is the key for you guys avoiding that happening again? Obviously, Robert Woods not playing would have an impact on that too, but what do you guys have to do to prevent that?
I think we have to play with some depth. I think that's the biggest thing. I think, with some of their routes that they were running up until that point on film, they weren't running it as deep as they ran it in our game. And so we have to be conscious of those particular routes and, make sure we play a little bit deeper this game, but also be ready to come down and rally to the pass because, do a good job of taking what you give them. If you jump the short one, they'll throw it over your head. If you stay back, they'll take the 5 to 7 yard gain. And so it's one of those games where you're just going to have to be patient and you're going to have to just keep making tackles, then capitalize when they make a mistake.
That they made where you said they were running their routes deeper than you guys had seen on film. Is that unusual? Does that happen?
No, I mean, it's like chess. You know what I mean? Like they always each team looks at your film and they do something. Like even if I'm playing too close to the line of scrimmage, they'll tell the old lineman to adjust the way that they're coming to get me. So it's all part of the game. So it's not like me saying that it's not like anything abnormal, anything new. It's just part of the game of football. If they see something on film, you put something on film, they're going to make sure you fix it. If you don't fix it, then they're going to capitalize until you fix it. And so I think that's just like one particular thing that I guess they saw.
How have you seen the passing game since OBJ got there? Has there been any alterations? Obviously, he's not quite the same player as Robert Woods. They have different skill sets. Is that impacting how they're doing things schematically at all since he arrived?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. He's an amazing weapon that you got to be conscious of. So, like I said, he's not going to do all the running over the middle like Robert Woods does, but he'll run a crazy slant and go because you got to honor his slant. And then as soon as you jump that, then he has the speed and the athleticism to take the top off. So I think they're finding little ways to kind of put him in different spots that maybe Robert Woods had all of it. But, they're going to find a way to get him the rock. And, he's really good when he gets down the middle. So they'll run a couple over routes with him. They'll use him as kind of a decoy for Cooper Kupp to run underneath. And so it's just another weapon that we got to be conscious of.
With the COVID sort of outbreaks around the league, you as a team leader sort of have to talk to, or take it on yourself a little bit to reinforce everything that you guys are doing with the rest of the team, or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with everything going on, you got to be smart, and I think it's just one of those things similar to Thanksgiving. As you get closer to holiday season, you get closer to wanting to be with family. Understanding that you're still in your work and your line of work is also protecting your family and protecting the people in this building. So if you have to take extra precautions to do that, I think it's important for everybody to do that. Obviously, watching what's going on around the league, and I think it's one of those things where you have to remind guys that, even if you're in a place where you don't have to wear a mask, like it's probably best for you, your safety, and the people around you to just wear it. If you're going to dinner, it's only an hour. It's not like it's going to, kill you. So it's just one of those things. I think it's going to come down to who's going to be the most disciplined towards the end of the season, because obviously you're seeing the teams that aren't taking it serious, it could affect you.
Does it become a point of pride at all amongst players of like, hey, we're going to handle this as well as we possibly can and keep that discipline you talk about?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody else. I think it's just I just want to be safe. I want everybody to be safe. So it's not really. I mean, it's a competition to an extent, but at the end of the day, like, I don't want you to sneeze on me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't want to compete in that. Who can dodge the most sneezes? That's not really a competition. But I just think it's being smart. I think you want to be smart, and everybody have families at home, and nobody want to take something back to their family and get them sick. So I just think it's, want to be smart for your family, for your career, and just the people around you if you care.
Are some guys getting tired and you've got to keep on them about it? Has that been any waning or ebbing and flowing of it?
Tired of what, testing? Or?
Years of this testing, masking, and the procedures and protocols that you guys have that are higher than the NFL standard. Has that been hard to maintain among you? Have you had that buck up at all as a team leader?
I don't really feel like that. I feel like, obviously, like everybody in the world is probably tired of this. I mean, nobody could have thought that we were going to be still in this position at this time. But I think at the same time, I think as soon as you say to somebody that maybe is tired or whatever, that it's not about you, it's about the people around you. I mean, I think that should be a strong enough message to get across. Like, if you don't understand that, then I don't know what you're thinking. So I don't think we have those guys in the building that want to put anybody in danger. Because I think we've seen the effects that this can have. We've had players that had family members pass away from this. And so it's more of a respect thing, like respecting people's health and family situation, and want to make sure you're not a reason that that happens to somebody else.
When you look at what Rashaad Penny did on Sunday, how happy are you for his success? You've seen him in practice, you've seen how his career started, but to see the payoff of that work on Sunday. I
was extremely happy for him, especially because, like, even after the runs, he was like punishing people and he was getting up and talking trash, and I like to see that. And you saw that at San Diego State, and even though Utah State beat them, we're not gonna talk about that. But I love to see somebody like that put so much work, that has so much adversity, keep going, and then see the fruits of their labor.
When Aaron Rodgers made his remark about misleading people on his vaccination status, how did that make you feel in terms of going along and trying to keep everybody healthy?
I don't know. I feel like when all that stuff was coming out, there was this. It's similar to what's going on right now. There's so much misinformation. So I didn't know what was true, what was not true. Then you see the clip, and then it's like, I don't know the approach that he took, and so I didn't really have an opinion on it because like I wanted to like do more, and I think that's what's like the problem I feel like in the world right now is like when they hear something, everybody feel like they got to rush to an opinion and let it be known, versus like getting all your information. So when it happened, and everybody kind of made it a big deal, I think at some point, like, this is like somebody's opinion, and this is somebody's there's somebody's body. Like, you can't have an opinion on everybody's body. Obviously, you want to give, you want to have people be smart, but everybody has the right to make their own decisions. And so if that was his decision, and I don't know what else happened with the league or what exactly he did, that's to each his own. But, I mean, I care about the people that I'm around all the time and the people that I want to make sure is good. So he's not in this building, so I didn't really have an opinion.
Do you think Al Wood should be a Pro Bowler?
Yes, 100%. He's the reason why I'm playing the way I'm playing. The reason why I got tackles and stuff like that is he does an amazing job of keeping people off me. He has amazing energy. I think everybody saw last game. Every time he's in the backfield, I don't know what the celebration he was doing. I don't know what it was, but that energy is contagious. What he does for this team and what he's brought to this team is unmatched, and a lot of people don't recognize it or see it all the time because he's not like the sacks person. But when he's in that backfield and like I get to be free, it makes my job a lot easier. So I definitely feel like you guys vote Al for Pro Bowl for sure. He has my vote times a billion.
How much of the yards you guys are allowing is some of just scheme stuff, just letting teams throw it underneath, knowing you can just rally and tackle?
Some of it is that. Some of it was early on mistakes that we were making. So it's not really one thing. It's a combination of it. I mean, obviously, you want to keep the ball in front of you. That's kind of always been our thing, whether we was in cover 3, cover 2. It was basically just stay deep and have everything, kind of come back. But, I mean, obviously, we're human. We make mistakes. We blow stuff. And so that kind of came with it, too. But, I mean, it's a little bit of scheme, a little bit of, us, kind of a collection of things.
Thank you, Bobby.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Can y'all put ketchup up here? I mean, really, that's my favorite, ketchup. So, if y'all have a moment and you talk to Santa and you want to be nice, ketchup is my favorite. Appreciate y'all.